Understanding your worth before reacting, ladies. Let's talk. Too many times we find ourselves hurt by someone we deeply care about. Maybe he ignored your feelings, took you for granted, or disrespected you in ways you never expected. And your first instinct? To cry, to beg, to ask why. But I'm here to tell you, you don't react with desperation, you react with power. See, when a man hurts you, the way you respond determines whether he realizes your worth or continues to devalue you. A weak response reinforces his bad behavior, but a strong response, that shakes his world. When you react from a place of weakness, you send a message that says, I need you to validate me. I need you to see my worth. But when you respond with strength, you silently declare, I know my worth with or without you. And that is the energy that makes a man take notice. Step 1, emotionally detach before reacting. When someone hurts you, your emotions go on a roller coaster. Anger, sadness, confusion, all at once. But the strongest women don't react in the heat of the moment. They pause, they process, and then they decide. See, pain has a way of making us act impulsively. You might want to call him immediately, demand an explanation, or send an emotional text, hoping he'll understand how deeply he hurt you. But here's the truth. Desperate reactions only make you look powerless. Instead of chasing an apology, give yourself space to detach emotionally before responding. You are not a puppet on a string reacting to his every move. You are a woman with value. And that value doesn't decrease just because someone else fails to see it. So before you respond, take a step back, breathe, reflect. What is this situation teaching you? Ask yourself, does he truly care about you? Does he respect you? Or is this a pattern where he hurts you, apologizes, and then does it again? Because if that's the case, it's time to show him something different, a version of you that won't tolerate disrespect. The moment you stop reacting emotionally and start moving with intention, you shift the power dynamic. He no longer sees a woman he can hurt and manipulate. He sees a woman who can walk away and mean it. And trust me, nothing makes a man reevaluate his actions more than the sudden realization that the woman he took for granted is no longer waiting for him to change. Step 2, stop explaining your worth, start showing it. Too often women try to explain their pain. They ask, why did you treat me like this? Don't you see how much I love you? They plead, hoping he will understand, hoping he will change. But let me ask you this. Does a queen beg to be treated like royalty? No. She simply walks away from what doesn't honor her. When a man knows he has access to you, no matter how he treats you, he won't respect you. He won't value you. Why? Because respect is earned, not demanded. The moment you stop explaining and start enforcing your standards, you shift the power. Your silence speaks louder than any words ever could. Think about this. When you keep explaining, keep arguing, keep trying to prove your worth, what message are you sending? You're telling him that your worth is negotiable. That if he just apologizes enough, if he just gives you the right excuse, you'll forgive him. But the moment you refuse to explain yourself, when you simply remove yourself from the situation, that's when he starts to feel the loss. That's when he realizes that you are no longer his to manipulate, his to take for granted, or his to hurt. Silence is powerful. Distance is powerful. And listen carefully. If he values you, he will feel the difference. If he truly cares, he will notice your absence. He will start to wonder why you're not reacting like you used to. And that's when the tables turn. But if he doesn't notice, if he continues living his life as if nothing happened, that's all the proof you need that he never truly deserved you. The power of walking away. Men understand loss. They understand scarcity. When something they once had access to is no longer there, that's when they start to recognize its value. But here's the thing. You don't walk away to teach him a lesson. You walk away because you've learned yours. You've learned that your love, your energy, and your presence are precious gifts, not things to be handed out to someone who doesn't appreciate them. You don't need to prove your worth to anyone. Your actions will do it for you. The way you carry yourself, the way you enforce your boundaries, the way you refuse to settle for less than what you deserve, that's what makes you powerful. So the next time a man hurts you, don't explain yourself. Don't beg for him to see your worth. Just show him. And trust me, he will notice. Step 3. Rebuild your confidence. Make him take notice. When a man realizes that you're no longer chasing him, no longer waiting for his approval, he starts to wonder, wait, did I lose her? That's when reality sets in. But here's the key. You don't change your response to make him chase you. You change it to build yourself. Too often women shift their energy toward making him regret it instead of truly focusing on their healing. But sis, this isn't about him, it's about you. It's about reclaiming the parts of yourself you lost in that relationship. It's about recognizing that his mistreatment didn't define your worth. You define your worth. The power of the glow up. There's a reason they say the best revenge is success. Not because you're trying to prove a point, but because when you invest in yourself, you naturally become magnetic. When you step into your power, when you start prioritizing your own happiness, confidence radiates from you. And confidence, that's what makes people take notice. Start focusing on you. Level up. Get back into the gym. Focus on your career, your goals, your passions. Reconnect with friends. Pick up a hobby that makes you feel alive. The more you pour into yourself, the less you care about who didn't appreciate you. Because here's the truth. His absence doesn't break you, it builds you. And the moment he sees that you are thriving without him, that you didn't crumble, that you're actually glowing, that's when it hits him. That's when he realizes exactly what he lost, why nothing haunts a man more than a woman who moved on. A man expects you to be heartbroken, to be waiting, to be checking your phone, hoping for a message. He expects you to be hurting, to be crying over him. And when you don't, that's when he starts to question everything. The woman he thought would always be there is suddenly untouchable. She's glowing, she's happy, and she's not looking back. That's what haunts him. Not your tears, not your angry messages, but your silence, your confidence, your peace. But here's the thing. By the time he realizes what he lost, you will have already moved on. You will be in a place where his validation no longer matters, where his presence is no longer needed, because you were never meant to beg for love. You were meant to be cherished, respected, and adored. And once you realize that for yourself, you will never again settle for anything less. So don't waste time trying to make him regret losing you. Instead, focus on becoming the woman who is too busy loving herself to care. That's the real power move.